Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and a layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files. I know a few of us have used the XOXO, but I wanted to, I kind of wanted to play with it and play with some mixed media, so I'm also using it today. So what I've done so far is I cut it out, and I actually decided to do it like this instead of, I think the cut file was set up like this. So I've cut it out, and then I did an offset on the insides and cut out separate hearts for the insides, and then I used them as templates to cut my photos out, and I really like the way they turned out. So I plan on doing a bunch of mixed media. I have a pre-gessoed piece of paper, white cardstock right here. I'm going to play with some art walks. So we're gonna do some more like corally, peachy, orange, and yellow colors was my plan. So that is what I want to play with. So I've got those papers. Like I said, I've got the gessoed cardstock. I've got these yellow stickers. I also have this Vicky Boutin, or is this Heidi Swap? This is Heidi Swap art walk. So yeah, sorry, not Vicky Boutin. Heidi Swap. I have this I love you stencil, so I might use that in some of my mixed media in the background. And I grabbed out the tags, and then we'll probably just pull from the stash and see what else we can find in these color schemes. But I plan on using the Vicky Boutin art crayons actually. So I don't need the purples. I'm gonna need more the warms, and the neutrals is probably what I'm mostly gonna need. And then I might pull in some distress oxides for this. We'll see. I haven't quite decided what I wanted to do, but let me get arranged and let's get started. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is get my cut file set down on my pre-gessoed piece of paper, draw around it roughly, and then I'm going to I took like 4 different colors of crayons. So like a fleshy tone one, a darkerish orangey burnt one, a yellow one, and like an orangey one. Those, I don't know what the real colors are, if there are names, but so that's what we're going with. So we are just smooshing. So I just have a piece of packaging, I'm coloring on there, and I am wetting it down with a paintbrush and then just squishing it on the page. And I'm trying just so I don't do unnecessarily mixed media where I don't need to. I'm just doing it on the outside of the lines of where I traced. My tracing was horrible. I'm so bad at that, and I don't know why. I think I'm so worried about having those trace lines and being able to see them that I try too hard to get it under, and then it doesn't end up working well, and then I get on the outside anyway, and it's a whole mess. But I do a bunch of those colors, and then after I'm done with that, here, I showed you just doing the first color, and then I kind of skipped ahead. Here is, I think, the third color. And then I'll start adding some yellow, but I'm going to give you a heads up right now. If you see my hands moving weirdly or random pauses, I tried to edit out any unnecessary pauses as much as I could, but I was video chatting with some scrappy friends. So, yeah, there was some of that. So I checked my cut file. I'm liking it. But every time I put my cut file back on there, I'm like, there's something missing. Something missing. Can't think of what it is. Something missing. So I'm just going to keep adding color until I'm happy or at least satisfied. I honestly, I'm going to tell you, I was very skeptical about this color palette. I was like, I don't know, guys. I'm bound and determined to do mixed media that is not just blue and turquoise and greens, just because I tend to lean towards that. So I mentioned that earlier, that I'm trying to do more mixed media and of the other colors. So that is why I chose to do this color palette. But what I noticed is it would have been better if I had a halo and I could see pencil marks. So I took actually Rusty Hinge and the darker color and just outlined my pencil marks. And then I just wetted it down and kind of spread it out with my wet paintbrush. And then I'm going to do the same thing right now. I did that on the top one. The bottom one, I'm doing Tattered Rose. And then like the fleshy colored one of the Vicky Boutin crayons for the bottom, and I'm liking that. I'm like, good. Now I have like a halo of color that really makes them stand out even more. And then I decide, after also asking my scrappy, wonderful friends, I I should ink the edges as well. So I'm going to ink the edges of the bottom one's Handed Rose and the top one with Rusty Hinge. That way they kind of match where they're at. And I smeared the color around the outlines just to like blend it out and make it like bleed a little bit so it's not a crisp, harsh line. I just wanted a nice halo of color right behind my Cutfiles, and that really made them pop, especially them being white, and then my black and white photos. And after I did this, I was in love. I was loving the way it was looking. And so I went through my stash after I grabbed this piece of paper from Art Walk. I'm going to gut it and then trim just a 1/4 inch off each side of my white piece of paper and then frame it. And then I went through my stash to find some things in kind of these colors. So I recently got some Mrs. Brimble's items from Scrappy Adam, when he sent me a nice Daddy Belt Flare order. I think I did, there was like a Black Friday deal where you got some, like a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever he offers in his shop, you got like a mixed bag of fun stuff. So I got some Mrs. Brimble's and I figured I'd pull it out. This was taken in October, so I was okay if I brought a little fall into it. So I grabbed some of these Mrs. Brimble's, and then I grabbed, I have some Citrus Twist puffy stickers that had some puffies that were in the right colors. And then I also grabbed a Citrus Twist die cut pack that had some other things that had these beautiful pinks and peaches and fleshy oranges and yellows. And everything just kind of fell into place, and it made me super, super happy. And I didn't even plan this, the things that were in the Citrus Twist that just went perfectly. So I'm just getting those edges, those corners down. When I did the tape, it didn't quite get the corners. So I'm just making sure everything's attached. I don't even end up using the Heidi Swapp tags, which is interesting. But the first thing I grab is I see that there's like a little circle that just says only, and it's in that perfect coral leaf peachy color. And I'm seeing that there's a little puffy heart, and there's another puffy heart that's in a circle, and there's a yellow puffy heart. I'm really tempted to bring in pops of turquoise because there's some things in the Citrus Twist that are all these oranges and yellows and things, and then a pop of turquoise, but I don't. I refrain. And I keep the embellishing to a minimum because I really like how the photos are popping on the cut file. And that's what I want to stand out. So I find this little XO actually in the Mrs. Brimble's die cuts that I got. The O is a circle with a heart in it. And so I use that XO and stick that kind of in the blank area of my photo right there, as well as this little tag or tab. This is favorite. And then it's supposed to be like a ticket, and it's in kind of like a charcoaly brown, which there's some of that in the pattern paper that I chose to frame my photo with. So that cluster, and then I'm going to start doing a cluster up here. I grab another one of the tickets that are in that charcoaly gray color. I grab one of these beautiful hearts, and then I'm going to layer a puffy heart on top of it. I make sure to put some foam underneath there. I did pop XOXO, both of them, up on foam too as well. So then they have some lift, and then they have some shadow, and then they have the shadow with the color because of the outlining of the thing. Yeah. All right, so then I'm like, okay, I think that's all I need of Mrs. Brimble's, so let's see what else we have. So I tried to see if there's any stickers I want to use, and I thought about it, but I wasn't bringing any other black in. My photos were black and white, so technically I could, but I wasn't bringing any other black in, so I decided not to use any of the word phrases, and I didn't end up using any of the stickers because, like I said, I went minimal, but I really liked the die cuts that I used. And then I opened, this Citrus Twist, or there was another puffy sticker that said today in like a beautiful orange, so I put that up on that ticket, so it kind of looked like it was a tab. And then I'm going to open this Citrus Twist, and there's some beautiful leaves in all the colors that I just used as my mixed media. I couldn't believe it. I was stoked. So excited. Oh, and there's another fall leaf in there that I didn't use. So there's going to be one leaf. I might have to add it to the layout. We'll see. Yeah, I might have to. But yes, and so I just started tucking them. I'm like, well, I'm going to use these because they're gorgeous and they go so well with it. And I happened to find a little die cut that says keeping busy. And so I'm going to put that with the upper left photo, and I find a cool tag that I'm going to end up using as well. And I find, I almost used this Love Home this little tidbit thing that says love and this scripty home. But then I came across this one that says new rhythms with 2 hearts. And this is my pictures of my son just getting busy. He's starting to realize he can pull himself up and like walk around furniture while holding onto the furniture. So new rhythms to me was like perfect. So technically that's a title, I guess, even though the XOXO is technically a title. Either way, I love it. It turned out fantastic. I'm so excited. I decided to go for it and do a different color for my mixed media other than the turquoise and green. So I'm trying to branch out a little. So that worked out fantastic. I love it, love it, love it. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Make sure you check out the Facebook group for the freebie. Ends, it ends at the end of the month. So make sure, remember, February is short. So make sure you go check it out, and it actually will end the 27th for us in the States because Australia's in the future. They're in the future and they're a day ahead of us. So make sure you go grab that freebie. It's a nice little scripty love you. It's gorgeous. And we've got some fun cut files coming up for March. But make sure you check out the shop and go grab some of these wonderful, lovey cut files that you don't necessarily have to use for Valentine's. This is not Valentine's. This is the opposite. So once again, I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.